What's going on, boys? GZTV back with another video. Welcome to the Sports Talk Mondays. We talk sports, we talk everything, and my fucking light fell again. So you guys are gonna have to deal with that shit until I get some like duct tape. I think me and my dad are actually going to GameStop today to cop a game for this channel. I will be playing the Spider-Man game as soon as the Guardians of the Galaxy game is done, but I think we're gonna have Demon Slayer held off for another video later on. We're getting ready to finish part one of Avengers. That's kind of random. We're not here for that. We are here for NBA, and if you guys are new around here, we pretty much take the top 25 players in the league. We look at how their teams are doing. We look at how they are doing. Yeah, the top 25 is really all that matters to me. Yeah, and you guys will figure out who my league MVP is right now, and it's been the same league MVP. You already know who it is if you've been watching my videos long enough. It is the same MVP. This shit needs to stop. It's pissing me off right now. Delete, remove it. You're done. Okay, but anyways, number 25 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I don't even think he's been on here all year. As good of a player as he is, I got rid of the audio device. My voice kept echoing. Um, but looking at this Thunder team here, they're a pretty bad team, but they're not as bad as everyone says they are. You know, they're 12-20. I wouldn't say that's that bad. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, though, he's been playing incredible. You know, he's a top 20 scorer, top 100 rebounder, top 30 passer, top 50 in efficiency. They play Sacramento here in a couple nights, and that last time they played, he put up 22 points, 3 assists, shot 25% from the 3 and 38% from the field. So that is something to behold. Yeah, maybe he'll have a really good game against the Kings. That's another bad team. You know, they're getting their chances here with their schedule. Moving on to number 24, this guy, I don't even know if he's been on it all year, but he's one of the best NBA players of all time. You guys should know who I'm talking about here. Um, he is the third best player on the Lakers currently, statistically. He hasn't been playing a whole lot, but he's back playing, and he's back being an all-star player. It is LeBron James. You know, he averages 27 points a game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. People are like, oh my god, he's the MVP. He's got about a 25 efficiency, but he's been injured pretty much the whole year, so he's 24 on my list because, you know, statistically, he hasn't done enough to be an MVP right now. Last time they played Houston, he put up 23. Well, against Houston, really, you can expect about 23 points, 9 assists, shooting 20% from 3 and 48% from the field. That's kind of the expectation. They play here in a couple of nights. I think tomorrow, actually, is the 28th, so that's when they play. They play a trash Rockets team. This Lakers team is trash as well, so we'll have to see how that goes. Next at 23, he's been on this list for a decent amount of time. You know, they just got fucking destroyed by the Cavs, and you guys should know who I'm talking about. Another bad team. You know, these first 3 players are on some pretty bad teams, but man, we're talking about Fred VanVleet. Let me go to, where is he? Why do people keep getting hurt? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, oh man, I've never seen anything like it. Just the annoyance that is caused by these injuries. With Fred VanVleet, he's a pretty good player. I mean, I can't really say much right now, because I can't find the fucking graphics or anything. But Fred VanVleet, he is obviously the best player on the Toronto Raptors, and he is an all-star. Whether or not they're a good team or not, I would say Fred VanVleet is an all-star this year. That's my spiel. Coming on at number 22. This is the first time in a while I think 2 Hawks players have been on the same thing. And we're talking about a bad Hawks team. Again, another bad basketball team. The Hawks are not very good. There's a lot of teams on here that aren't very good. COVID could ravage the NBA. We got a top 45 scorer. We got a top 35 rebounder. We got a top 125 passer. Top 30 efficient. John Collins here. He's averaging about 18 points a game. They're playing a good Bulls team tonight. We'll see how they do. No Trae Young due to COVID. It's been a really tough year for Atlanta. He's averaging about 18 points, 2 assists, shooting 43% from 3 and 5% from the field. I will say, when John Collins gets some shots, when he gets out there, he's a very efficient player. He's a good scorer. He's a very underrated scorer, even only averaging 18 points a game. He doesn't get as much shots as Trae Young, obviously. Number 21. This guy, I don't even know when the last time I saw him on this list was. But, you got the Rockets' very own Christian Wood. He is a top 25 player right now. I can confirm that he's playing like an all-star at this moment. He's a top 50 scorer, top 10 rebounder, top 125 in assists, top 65 in efficiency. And, tonight they play a mediocre Charlotte Hornets team, and they're a bad team themselves. But, going against Charlotte last time, he put up 33 points, 3 assists, shot about 67% from 3 and 68% from the field. Another thing, you can, another player you can say is a very efficient scorer. Very good percentages this year, really. 34% from 3, 46% from the field. Pretty good there. Pretty good year for Christian Wood. Moving on to number 20. This is a guy that has had to carry a team for quite some time now. And it's going pretty well. I mean, I would say the Clippers are a good NBA team right now. Who knows where Paul George is on this list? It's kind of annoying me. Um, I'll find his stats. Here we go. He's a top 10 scorer, top 50 rebounder, top 25 passer, top 55 in efficiency. He is still out, yet he is a top 25 player. He's averaging about 25 points a game, 6 assists, 32% from the three, 42% from the field. I hope Paul George continues to have a really good year, but due to being out for a while, he's got to be pushed back on this list. He is still an all-star. Like, if he came back for the all-star game, I would put him in the all-star game just for what he's done for this Clippers team this year. And this is the first, good team we're talking about here. Oh, my God. The next team, though, is another really good team. We are talking about the Phoenix Suns and their best player. He's been their best player pretty much the whole season. Chris Paul. I mean, Chris Paul's playing at a high level. He's still the best passer in the league. He's top 75 in scoring, top 135 in rebounding, top 30 in efficiency. Tonight they play a good Grizzlies team, and they're a good team themselves. The Phoenix Suns are one of the best players in the league. They're 26-6. Last time they played, Chris Paul had 15 points, 12 assists. Didn't really shoot any threes, but he went 50% from the field, so that's something you can look forward to, that pull-up mid-range. Big part of Chris Paul's game. Shout out to the Suns for continuing to have an absolutely spectacular year, and Ja Morant is back for the Grizzlies. We're not going to talk about him because he's not top 25 right now, but he's back for the Grizzlies, and hopefully he can fight his way back to the All-Star game. So, yeah. Sorry. Let us move on to number 18. We have a guy for a absolutely dominant Jazz team. They're only 3 games out of the first place spot there in the West. He's not even the best player, though. We're talking about Donovan Mitchell, top 10 scorer in the league, top 150 rebounder. Who cares, though? Top 35 passer, top 20 in efficiency. And tonight they play a bad Spurs team. This man, Donovan Mitchell, has been killing. There's another player in the Jazz who has been killing, and we will talk about him way later, actually. He has jumped up in the list. Last time they played the Spurs, he put up 27 points, 4 assists, shot 27% from the three, 44% from the field. Donovan Mitchell, people, you better start taking notes because this man is an all-star. Put him in the all-star game, book him as of now. Yeah, book him for that All-Star game. Next at number 17, this is another guy that's probably solidified himself as an All-Star, I would say. We're talking about Jonas Valanciunas and a very much struggling Pelicans team, but this guy's still an All-Star. Like, he doesn't really miss a lot of games. He did miss the game recently, but I will check for you guys his numbers here. He had an illness. It wasn't even COVID, but this season he's averaging 19 points a game, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, a steal, about 2 turnovers, which it really isn't that bad. People are going to try to poke the ball away from him. He's a center. He's a very dominant center at that. He's a very good scorer. He's one of the best scoring centers in the league. And he's definitely a top 5 center. Excuse me. Maybe even a top 3 center in the league. So we'll have to see how the rest of his season goes. He's one of the surprisers that has stayed on the list for the entire year. But anyways, let's get into number 16. Young guy, sophomore year in the NBA. We're talking about a Hornets guy. We got, again, the same two Hornets guys that have been leading for the entire season. First, we're going to talk about LaMelo because the other guy is the best player on the Hornets. I can't even front. But LaMelo Ball, he's a top 30 scorer in the NBA. He's a top 45 rebounder, top 10 passer, top 25 in efficiency. Tonight, they play a bad Houston team. And I would say right now, the Charlotte Hornets are very mediocre. Obviously, I'm sure they've had their struggles with COVID, as have the rest, but that is no excuse. They're still a mediocre team. LaMelo against Houston, he put up 19 points, 13 assists, 33% from the three, 37% from the field. That's what happened the last time they played. But hopefully LaMelo again continues to have a really good season. I have high hopes for the guy. I hope he's doing great. Let's move on to number 15. A guy that has just straight up bounced back from where he was. He used to be a top 10 player in the NBA. But now his team probably doesn't give any fucks. A bad Pacers team. Very struggling Pacers team. He's a walking double-double, though. I will tell you that. Top 40 in scoring, Domantas Sabonis here. Top 5 rebounder, top 50 passer, top 20 in efficiency. He's top 50 in everything, which is nice. In a few nights here, they play a mediocre Hornets team. It's still going to be a challenge for them. You can expect him to put about 21 points, get about 2 assists, 44% from the 3, 64% field goal percentage. That's kind of what he does against Charlotte. Sabonis, you just got to fight through, and maybe they need to trade you and rebuild that whole franchise because that franchise is less than mediocre. It is trash. That franchise has been trash for years. I feel so bad feel so bad if I was a Pacers fan. Oh my goodness. Moving on to number 14, a guy that was in the MVP talks at one point. But this COVID, man, I'm telling you, it has ravaged the NBA. But he had a great game tonight. James Harden. Despite that really good game, he's still 14th in the league. He is nowhere near the MVP conversation. He's a top 20 scorer in the league, top 35 rebounder. He's the second best passer in the league, top 35 in efficiency. Tonight they play a good Clippers team that's going to be a test for the Brooklyn Nets. They've been playing really good without Paul George. This 22-9 Nets team, man. James Harden averages about 21 points, 10 assists, 34% from 3, 40% for the field. So overall, really good scorer. I would say he's a pretty efficient player. His last 10 have kind of dragged his three-point percentage down, but I think James Harden is definitely a force to be reckoned with and definitely an all-star, no doubt. Coming in at number 13, another guy that was second in the MVP race, but obviously fell off due to COVID issues and whatnot, and it actually was a meniscus issue. This guy, Day-to-Day Davis. I mean, what more can you say about him? He's Anthony Davis, man. Top 15 scorer, top 15 rebounder, top 80 passer, top 15 in efficiency. Anthony Davis, I mean, a couple nights here they're playing Houston. If he plays, you can expect about 22 points, 3 assists. He doesn't really shoot threes, but he's going to put up about 51% field goal percentage. So that's kind of what he's looking like in that game, like projected. That's what he's kind of projected to look like. I'm not going to talk about the Lakers record because I kind of already talked about it with LeBron. But hopefully, again, Anthony Davis continues to have a good year, come back from that injury stronger than ever. And at number 12, here is the best player on that Hornets team. Make no mistake about it. I mean, he's just a really good player. LaMelo Ball leads them in all three major statistical categories. It's kind of wild, honestly. Where are the Hornets at? When did the Hornets play last? Let me look at see what Miles Bridges did. Again, we're not going to talk about their record because we already kind of talked about them before. But Miles Bridges, he's a top 30 scorer, top 50 rebounder, top 60 passer, top 65 in efficiency. He's going to play tonight, is he? No. If he did, though, last time he played them, these Rockets, he put up 22 points, 2 assists, 40% from 3, 67% from the field. So, Miles Bridges, get back healthy, boy. I'm rooting for you. Number 11, we have another guy that is hit by COVID. It just does not end. I'm sorry, man. It doesn't end for any team in the NBA. Every team is on COVID watch. I think the Celtics have gotten lucky enough with Tatum, which we'll talk about later, but yeah. Um, Sorry, let me find Karl Anthony Towns here. Karl Anthony Towns, top 15 scorer. This Timberwolves team really isn't that good, and they're playing my Celtics tonight, who's not a good team either, so I feel like they can fare well. Um, Top 15 scorer in the league, though. Top 20 rebounder, top 65 passer, top 15 efficiency. He's averaging about 25 points a game, 4 assists, 43% from the three, 51% from the field. Again, Cat, get back healthy. You are still the 11th best player in the NBA on my list. So let's move on here to number 10. These are the guys where you should consider for the MVP candidacy. I wouldn't necessarily say they are MVPs, all of them, but they're definitely like, if you said they were an MVP candidate, I wouldn't be mad at you. First, we're talking about a guy on a bad Knicks team, the lone star for the Knicks. You're talking about Julius Randle here. I mean, top 30 scorer, top 15 rebounder, top 35 passer, top 75 in efficiency. He's averaging about 20 points a game, 5 assists, 34% from 3, 43% from the field. Here in a few nights here, their next game is against a bad Minnesota Timberwolves team, so finally their schedule is kind of weakening. I mean, they did win against a bad Hawks team. I mean, their schedule recently has not been also so easy, so hard. I think they can definitely bounce back and get a better record, especially with Julius Randle playing the way he is. He is definitely an MVP consideration. Moving on. Speaking of the Hawks, they played a man who hasn't been playing for a while, but he is still the ninth best player in the league in my power rankings here. So we're talking about Trae Young. Bad Hawks team. I'm not going to talk about it. We talked about John Collins earlier. This is the best player on the Atlanta Hawks. He's a top 5 scorer. He's top 5 scorer, top 3 passer. That is not easy to do. I can't harp on this enough. He's a top 130 in rebounding. We're not going to talk about it. Top 5 in efficiency. Out due to COVID. Tonight they're going to struggle against a good Chicago Bulls team, but you know what? He averages 27 points a game, 9 assists, shoots about 38% from the three, 46 from the field. Trae Young is a beast. I don't care what anybody says. He should be considered. He should be considered as an MVP in his own league. Um, I don't know, man. Trae Young is that guy. I love me some Trae Young basketball. He's an absolutely spectacular player, and yeah, Trae Young. Moving on to number 8. Another guy, another notable player, absolutely ravaged by COVID 19. We're talking about Kevin Durant. One point, he was literally an MVP candidate. Now he should still be considered the best scorer in the league. Top 40 rebounder, top 25 passer, top 5 in efficiency. COVID, man, I don't know how long he's going to be out with it, but he's averaging 30 points a game, 6 assists, 38% from 3, 52% from the field. Yeah, KD, you got to get well soon. And you know what? Every time he makes this list, which will be for the weeks forward, we're going to whip out this Nets jersey, which is so fucking sick. I showed you guys in the Christmas vid. Shout out to my boy, Kevin Durant. He's continuing to have an absolute amazing year. He's not necessarily an MVP right now, but keep on playing, man. I'm telling you. Number 7, this guy has been impressing the whole NBA. This guy's been playing like an absolute monster as of late. We're talking about Rudy Gobert. Oh my gosh. Rudy freaking Gobert. He just does his job. That's the thing. He just does his job. He's the best rebounder in the league. He's a top 70 scorer. We're not talking about the passing. He's a top 10 efficiency. Tonight they play a bad Spurs team. He averages 16 points a game against them. He had 2 assists when they played. He doesn't shoot threes, obviously, and he had 63% from the field. Rudy Gobert is the 7th best player in the league right now. With all the COVID stuff happening, I had to move him up. He's playing absolutely incredible. Defensive force. He's averaging nearly 3 blocks a game. and still averaging about a steal. So, I mean, the defensive end is really what helps this guy get up there. Shout out to Rudy Gobert. You are continuing to play amazing. Moving on to number 6. Apparently, he's a problem for the Lakers. Oh my gosh, he's dragging this Lakers team down. But I mean, he puts up either a triple double or a 30-point game every night. He's the sixth best player in the league. Russell Westbrook. I don't want to hear it from anybody. He's a top 30 scorer, top 40 rebounder, top 10 passer, top 105 in efficiency. Yes, the efficiency is definitely weak for Russell Westbrook. But he's still a really good player. He's still the sixth best player in the NBA on my power rankings. You know, they play Houston here tomorrow. Yeah, expect about 24 points, 8 assists, 25% from 3, 44% from the field. The 3-point has never been a notable shot for Russell Westbrook. Don't put that in anybody's head. Oh, another brick 3. Well, he's going to try to shoot and score. I mean, he's not the problem for LA. Neither is AD, neither is LeBron. As long as they're top 25 players, they're not the problems. It's the surrounding pieces. Moving on to number 5, top 5, man, these are the real freaking deals. And I will continue to say that. The Spurs are on the come up, man. They're still considered a pretty bad NBA team, but I mean, DeJounte freaking Murray is an absolute beast. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's playing at such a high level. He's a top 40 scorer, top 25 rebounder, top 5 passer, top 35 in efficiency. Again, COVID hitting him hard, but I don't think he'll play tonight. But you know what? Last time they played, Utah, he put up 16 points, 11 assists, shot only 17% from the three. He shot 38% from the field. Not a very good shooting night from him there. Good thing he's not playing, I guess. I mean, this first team is a bad team. That's just the hard truth. They're not a good team, but maybe they can come back. You never know. We'll come back here in a few weeks and be like, oh my God, they're a good team now. But moving on to number 4, this guy's a borderline MVP candidate. Oh my God, Steph Curry, he's the MVP. What are you talking about? The stats don't say so. I don't care what type of game he has. He's a great scorer in that, but you have to do a lot more in this league than score if you want to be an MVP. That's not how it works anymore. He's the second best scorer in the league. He's a top 80 rebounder, top 20 passer, top 10 in efficiency. But you gotta do more than what you're doing if you want to be an MVP. These 3 guys ahead of you are fucking incredible. I know your team's, oh my God, team record. Holy fuck, he's got the best team in the league. I don't give a fuck. It's an individual effort to get this award. You can't just come out here, go 27-6, and automatically get the MVP. You gotta play like an MVP, bro. You gotta play like it. 28 points per game, 6 assists, 40% from 3, 44% from the field. But that's not enough to go get fair against some of these guys. But, anyways, here's the MVP candidates coming in at number 3. Winning team or not, these are the best statistical players in the league. That is what I'm talking about here. The best statistical players in the league. Mediocre Nuggets team, I know, but this is the reigning MVP, and he's playing like it still. Nikola Jokic, no doubt is an MVP candidate. You're top 10 in scoring. You're the second best rebounder in the league. You're top 15 passer. You're the most efficient player in the league. You're top 10 in 3 of the 4 categories. In the 4th category, you're 11th. That's efficiency. That's consistency. Tomorrow, they play a good Warriors team. Who's going to guard Jokic? Because I can't find anyone that can. I can't find anyone that's going to stop him in that game. He averages just 26 points a game, 7 assists, shoots about 36% from 3, 57% from the field. It is Nikola Jokic, and it is no doubt an MVP candidate. Nikola Jokic is one of my MVP candidates. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Moving on at number 2. This isn't biased, this is like statistical fact. Talk all you want. This guy puts up 25 plus every night, and he's one of my favorite players in the NBA. He is my favorite player in the NBA. It's Jason Tatum of my struggling Boston Celtics, yet he's an MVP candidate. He's a top 10 scorer, he's a top 20 rebounder, top 60 in assists, top 45 in efficiency. I think he has COVID-19 now. He might fall off a little bit, but I gotta give him credit now before he goes down. He's averaging 26 points a game, 4 assists, 33% from 3, 42% from the field. He's nuts. He's a really good player. He's the second best player in the NBA at this moment. If we're talking right now, I'm taking Tatum, the second best player in the NBA. He does almost anything you would want him to do. We're struggling, but he does all sorts of stuff. So now, let's get into the MVP. He's been in the MVP for who fucking knows how long, and he actually played against the Celtics. They're 22-13. Like, how aren't you gonna give this guy the MVP when he's 3 places above Curry and only 5 games down? It doesn't matter. As long as you're one of the best teams in your conference, it doesn't matter how good your record is. You could be 20 games ahead of everyone else and then go up against a guy that's 10 games above everyone else. If you're the best team, you're the best team. Who cares? We're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo here. He's a top 5 scorer, top 10 rebounder, top 25 passer, he's the second most efficient player in the NBA. Is Curry top 25 and everything? I didn't think so. You know, they play a bad Orlando team tomorrow. He put up 22, 7 assists, 14% from the three, 43% from the field against him. He's not a 3-point shooter. It's Giannis. Giannis is the MVP of the NBA right now. I don't want to hear it. A lot of people try to doubt me on that, but anyways, that is pretty much the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, it's been GZTV. We are getting ready to do a Venom movie review directly after this video, so tune in if you like you some Marvel. My mouth gets dry from talking in these videos. These are long videos. These are NBA recap videos. We're talking about a whole week in the NBA. It's gotta be a long video. Happy holidays, everyone. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your holidays anyway. Sorry, I had a weird pause there. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed your holidays. Hopefully you've been enjoying the basketball, even though there's like COVID. Hopefully you agree somewhat with my list. All that really matters is who the MVP is, and my MVP is Giannis, and I stand by that statement. No one's going to convince me otherwise. Giannis is the MVP of the NBA. There's literally no counter argument.